Okay, so as you guys saw, how it was packed and everything, it's packed really, really nice. And we're going to get to that afterwards. I'm going to be talking more about it. But as you can see, it has the controller here, which I'm not that fond of, but it is pretty cool because now the power supply is not attached like in my other previous unit. So you could just replace the power supply in this and just do it again. It has just, a regular four screw right here. So hex screw. And then you could take it out from here just with a couple of hex screws there, and you just remove the power supply and you could do it, whatever. And now it comes also, as I showed you, this one right here, which is a big 12-inch by 12-inch by 16-inch on Z. Now it came to me like this, which is kind of screwed up because the tape came out of it, but it's okay, it includes tape, and you see it goes back and forth. And this is the frame that it comes with. Give me 1 second. Alright, so let's take a look at what they give you for free. So first, it includes a SD card reader, which, could I be honest with you, is so freaking, it's so shitty. The Chinese made one, it's really crap. I have a better one that came in an instruction booklet, which is pretty cool. A little tiny spool, but it's better. It came with more than the other one did, the one that's all built for you already. So it came with at least you get some more in this one. The one that was built already, this one, which I reviewed, which is an amazing buy, and I learned a lot, and we'll get into that after this video. After what I'm doing here in the video, I'm going to talk to you more about that. But it includes more into the spool here. But again, I have big ones that are much much better. These are the stuff that you need that you have to put together. Here we go. The cables. So it's pretty much a do-it-yourself, kit. So you have to build it by yourself. So, like I said, if you guys are not ready for that, check out my other video for the all built one. But I wanted to do something special. I'm also going to be replacing the motors that came with this, as I already, made in China motors. I mean, I don't know, whatever. I mean, for example, this thing right here is, the one that guides the filament. It's actually better material than the one that was included with the old built one, which actually had a lot of friction. This one looks like it's smooth, so we're going to see how that works out. So this, of course, includes the clippers, let me see here, wrenches, hex screws, and some zip ties. Oh, I love that it included... Okay, so it includes also this, but I love that it includes also a spatula. I had to buy my own, but this is so cool when you have your... when it comes with its own. It's plastic. But this thing is metal. So, I mean, it is what it is, guys. You know what I mean? So let's put this all back together. Oh, sorry, I forgot about this. So... in the power supply box, you attach this, and it holds the spool. So it's pretty cool. And this thing right here, closes it in. So let me just show you this. So it comes in like 2 sections, as in the pictures I was showing you. So when they pack it up, it looks really nice with a foam on top. And then when you remove the foam, you get this. So right here, you get the other part to it. Some, duct tape, it looks like, or whatever. That you put on the actual unit itself. Oh, look, it also has another guide right here that includes in that. So this is pretty cool. So we're going to build it. Definitely check it out on other YouTube channels. They teach you how to build it step by step, but I'm not going to do hour videos or whatever. This thing looks like it's going to take me about maybe 20-30 minutes to build. Now, I am going to tell you something. It says that it's only PLA. Now, I use PLA all the time. Okay, so you guys got to be really, really weary about that, because if you buy it, these parts... what they're going to tell you is it's exactly like the CR10, which is, it's not true at all. It probably looks like the same model. When you build it, it's going to look like the CR10, just different color. But the truth of the matter is the CR10 does a lot more stuff. Like it does PLA, but it also does ABS and a bunch of other things. I'm going to be replacing this entire unit right here with the motor. So I'm going to be able, hopefully, to put up ABS on it. I also have to see if the heated bed goes up to about 230 to 250, whatever, Fahrenheit. Or they say, I don't know what they measure here, Fahrenheit or Celsius, I'm not sure, but in order for it to stick, that's what ABS actually needs. So I'm gonna see if that does that. If the heated bed does it, then that's perfect. If not, I'm gonna need to get another heated bed for it. But guys, this all came together for about, what, 430 bucks. So that's not a bad deal at all to get something this powerful in that caliber. So anyways, I will get back to you in a video right after this right here. Okay, so I already see a negative with this design right here. As you can see, this is where, I don't know who thought of this crap, but this is where you feed your filament through. Now the thing is, it's on the Z, what do you call it, freaking screw here. So I know they have something for this that you could 3D print on, what was it, Thingiverse.com, so you could print it and it'll actually separate it, so it'll make sure it doesn't hit this thing. But I don't know what they were thinking. That's very, very stupid to do something like that, because you are gonna rip it. As you can see, it's gonna go through, but you're gonna rip it. it's just obvious that that's what's gonna happen once that Z motor starts working and it's going up. Maybe it won't if it's really tight, but I mean, this isn't good. So give me 1 second, y'all. Now obviously I'm not going to put the spool thing in as of yet, but I just wanted to show you this is the power supply. Okay, so it uses the same Prusa, whatever that's called, Prusa, whatever, operating system on this baby. So it's the same thing, you know, with this, and you press it. But now we're gonna have to plug in each one to its respective thing. Now, as you can see, this one actually explains it correctly, but it doesn't say what's what, which kind of pisses me off in a way. But I mean, it's pretty much self-evident, because as you can see, they label it Z. That's for the Z motor. The other one's the X motor. So you just put them in their respectful thing. But you see that you can't make a mistake, because one is like a 3, and the other one is what is that? Can't even. That's 6. Okay, so you can't screw this up at all, because each one has its own thing. So I'm gonna raise this up. Oh god, I got like a call right now. It's the worst thing. Alright, so hold on. So this one with the 6 goes up here. So you get the point. Give me 1 second, I'm gonna get back. I want to make sure I don't like fuck up this thing. Give me one. Now guys, the motor extruder goes over here. So this one is labeled E. So we're going to put that piece of garbaggio right here. There you go. Okay, so that's that. Now we're going to go to, what do we got here? The Y. Just want to make sure I got the X in here. Oh, okay, here's the X. So the X and E is attached together. So give me 1 second. They're so fucking confusing, I'm going to tell you. So this is the Y. It's in the back of there right here. So you see, this one's a little bit tough to put. Be careful, because the plastic is sensitive and might crack, and you might need to do some soldering work and get a new plastic for it. So then put this first, then put that in. So give me 1 second. Now we're gonna do the X. Now the X is a little tricky. It goes right under here. You see where this is, right on this motor here. So it goes under here. But here's the tricky part. I was looking for the other one, the 4. And it goes here. You might need to push it down with some kind of a knife, just to make sure it goes all the way in. I mean, I pretty much did it with my fingers, and I think I'm happy with it. And that's about it. So the rest is going to be hooked up directly to this baby right here, to the power supply. So this, guys, I thought would be confusing, but it's not. You can't mess this up even if you wanted to. This is the 4. And this is whatever. This is more. What is this, like 6, 7, about 8 with the middle. So the hotbed goes in the bottom, and the what is that? Where the extruder is, and all goes right here. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Ah, hold on, I got it in. There you go. Sorry guys, I know I suck, but I can't do it with one hand. So that's about it. Now there is a negative to this, and I'm going to tell you what. The negative is you're going to need, if something happens with these wires right here, you're going to need to, it's going to be a little bit hard to find, I'm sure. I mean, I'm sure you could find it, but it's going to be more expensive than you, let's say, replacing a motor wire like I did on the other print on my other printer, which was just like one of these things right here, which is easy to replace. This thing I think is a little bit harder. I mean, you could find it, I'm sure, but it might be more expensive to do that. Now, if you look at it, all these bearings, they kind of look like something from a camera slider, so it's really, really nice and really sturdy. As for this thing, I don't see it shaking yet, but it looks like it would be shaking very after use, so you might want to put something in here to hold it. See, as there's a little bit of room here. Maybe, I don't know, we'll see about that, but for stability reasons. Also, I would probably put some kind of machine, you know, oil on it or something to just give it a little bit of a oomph, but it already came pretty much all set up. So now all I have to do is plug this bitch in right here, you know, with one of those computer cable type things, and do this. Now remember, like I said, the power supply that comes with this, I'm sure like everything made in China, you're gonna need to replace it eventually. Buy yourself a 500 watt or 300 watt, whatever, by Antec. That's a good trustworthy one, and I would say just replace it like that. Just open this baby up and replace that power supply. I have no idea how the internals work. I don't want to open it, but I'm sure it's just a regular power supply, so it's pretty easy to do, and it probably comes with the with a board, a motherboard in here as well, because it's obviously operating the system. So all we have to do is now plug it in. See, the thing is, I have no place to put it right now, so I'm probably gonna just do it from the floor, on my messy floor right now, because I'm actually in the process of like serious cleaning right now. As you can see, I got like a ton of my shit right here, everything, power tools, you name it. So all my crap is on here that I threw away. So it's giving you a little tour of my garbage. So yeah, so it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to do, so give me 1 second, y'all. So like I said, y'all, my place is a mess. I gotta make room for this shit. But for you guys, I managed to find a place on my computer. So same operating system. There you go. This is how it is. Now, this requires a little bit less maintenance than the other one, which I'm really liking. It also has some fine tuning than the other one that I reviewed, the Anet A3. So there's a lot of extra features on this. Same thing, SD card, the whole shebang. So here we go, prepare, same exact thing, but also the fact that you can see now the motor, if it's working or not, or when you have to replace it or not. It's easier than to have to remove the fan, smash the fan, all of that. It's just easier. The other one, I already smashed my fan, and I'm going to explain to you guys what I love about my other printer that made me able to get this one as well. So that has the prepare, no card, obviously, initializing, yada yada yada, whatever. Let's see what they have. Prepare. Oh, okay. So guys, whoever the fuck wrote this, all right. First off, they told me that the only thing it could do is PLA. So I was getting a little bit pissed off. So I said, you know what? I'm just gonna replace the nozzle and make it able, or the heat bed and whatever. But it looks like it does ABS as well. So I'm not gonna be that much into this. Okay, so this, I don't know what is the deal here. I might not be able to control certain things. Let me just see here. I want to just check out the control, especially on the temperature, how far let's say the bed could go. I want to see. This is how I'm going to be able. Okay. So if it goes to 135, and if this is Fahrenheit, I totally get it. Then yes, it could do ABS. If this is Celsius, well, it has to be Fahrenheit, because even PLA would be on 200 or 190, not 135. So it would have to, I mean, oh, sorry, wait, that's the bed. What am I saying? Sorry, smash that up. Okay, it does 130, 135. That means it's going to be perfect for ABS, but let me just double check here. Nozzle, that's what I need to see here. Let's see how far this baby goes. Okay, so guys, it could do ABS. The idiots had no idea, but it could do ABS. Their own company had no idea, but I knew that it could do ABS because it doesn't make sense. It uses the same brass nozzle, and if the heat bed turns into, you know, high, then obviously you would be able to do that shit. So I don't understand where they got that info from, but what ifs. Okay, guys, so now I learned what to do. So you hit this one right here. Hold on. So I go to prepare, apparently. That's where it's at. And then you go all the way, see, auto home. So now it works like that, and that's how you would do it. So you would move the axis right here. So now I'm kind of in a bind because I want to put it there, but I'm gonna put it right over. Give me 1 second here. Damn, this thing is like getting in the way of every little shit. Alright, let me just... We're gonna put it on the side there. I gotta figure out a place to do that shit at. Oh crap. Alright, I gotta go back into this. Prepare. I gotta look for a place. That's the only thing that sucks. So here we go. It's gonna do the home thing. So as you see, there's a lot to go down. I mean, this is ridiculously awesome. Ooh, oh my god, look at this. See, this is the thing. You need a lot of room for this one. It's a real giant. I don't know how I'm gonna do this, but I have to put it somewhere where I have room. So I don't think I'm gonna do much printing right now, but only because I gotta look for a good place. I think this is alright so far. I mean, this is going somewhat okay. I just need to move my computer probably a little bit to the side there. But damn, look how long that shit is taking. Because it's 16 inches high, which is fucking phenomenal. And it's 12 inches left, you know, X and Y and, you know, Z, whatever. Z axis is the top or whatever. But this is just incredible. Out of this world, guys. I mean, it's 12 inches here, you know, all over 12 inches, and then up is 16 inches. This is incredible. Look how long it's taken for it to go down. Because I started up, obviously, but I wanted to show you from the top. So you see, like I was saying here, I mean, it's stable, but I can see some problems with that. Now, this thing has a glass bed. So, I mean, I redid this, but to be honest, I think I'm going to take it out and just hairspray or glue stick this shit. It's much easier to do it that way, and I think it's way better on the glass itself. And of course, then I'm going to get me one of these, which I got for the Anet A3. So it's that flex glass shit. So you see this thing right now? Ugh. So obviously the bed is not anywhere near leveled, because there's room and space. So you'll see right now. So I'm going to shut this off. Where the hell is that switcher here? There you go. Okay. So you know what to do. You just take a piece of paper. Give me 1 second. Oh boy. Are you kidding me? Okay guys, so you just take a piece of paper, you put it in, but you see you have to have some pull. If there's no pull, it sucks. You see, so you have to start on all four corners, and then you have the tension, wow, this is harder than the other one to do. Okay, so you see there's no tension here, so you need to go on the tension screws and just basically screw around with it, which I'm not going to do, but I'm going to show you what to do it. So you go from here, then what happens is you move this, okay, to each side, and then what you do is you do all four corners like that, and then you move that to that side, and then afterwards you go in the middle, you pull that baby right to the middle, and you see if you have any type of, you know, just a light, tiny light pull, and you're going to auto level this baby. So that's pretty much how it is, and I just love the way this thing pulls up too. Oh shit. Okay, so I guess it's stuck. It's stuck on that. So I mean that's whatever. But there you go. Anyway, so let me know what you guys think. I'm gonna go into the video now and review this whole damn thing. So now we reviewed the entire thing, so I'm gonna tell you, I do find it incredibly awesome. I do like it, but there is something that you guys should know. The first thing is, first off, I'm gonna say, as you saw how it looks in the box, it looks incredible. It looks phenomenal. The way it looks in the box, everything, the 3D printer arrived to me and a beautiful layers of foam and, you know, those soft foams or whatever, not the really annoying one. And everything was packed so nice and neatly. And of course, it included all the stuff that I showed you guys. It's just incredible. I like the fact that they even included this. Because the other one didn't, the Anet A3. I still think the Anet A3 is phenomenal. Now, as soon as you get this, you're going to find out that sometimes the bed wobbles, okay? Some people reported that. What you do is you just spin it around, and then what you do is you just tighten it with the hex screw, each and every one of these, you know, these bolts. Once you do that, it's going to be completely stable. It happened to me, you know, that's the way it is, and that's that. Now, the thing is, once you start building up a little bit of money, what I recommend you do is, you have to understand something, okay? First off, made in China products are not exactly the best in the world, okay? The 3D printers, they're a little bit more careful about, but the thing is, they build things for production. They don't have any quality control, anything at all. You could get defects, you could get anything, and I've heard some people that got defects already. So the first thing that I would recommend changing and swapping out, which I already am in the process, you know, I ordered, so it's in the process of coming to me, is a 500 watt power supply from you know, the ones that they use in the computer. You know, I don't need to link you. Go to Newegg and just find. You could even use like a 250 or whatever, but I recommend the 500. It could deal, you know, with everything. Now, obviously, you could pick any one you want. I like Antec. It has great quality control behind it. Unfortunately, these things do not have quality control, so you know, it is what it is. Another thing you guys got to understand is that it's not going to have automatic bed leveling, okay, because it has glass on top. Now you can remove the glass, obviously, and then install your own, and it'll be fine. Another thing to swap out is right here. I bought, and I'm going to link you in the description below, it comes with a wire for the motors. Replace the motors. Believe me when I tell you this. A lot of these guys from China, the motors always, like I said, they're just into production. They don't, you know, they don't have any type of quality control. My Anet A3, everybody that I know that got it, love it. My motor failed. Okay, so it actually failed. So I started to realize something wasn't right. I tried to open it, and I saw that it had a bunch of, like, things in there. I'm like, this doesn't look like something that belongs in a motor when I opened it. So I just ordered to make sure that doesn't happen again. It looks very sturdy. Everything in this printer looks amazing. But just in case, I'm going to swap it out for more powerful motors. Okay, now I'm going to give you guys the link in the description. This is the serial code if you guys are looking for it. So I want to make sure that my build is going to be extremely perfect. Now, this baby really takes seconds to build, okay? I mean, seconds. It takes about 10, 15 minutes to build. But when you're going to be swapping out the motors and the power supply and everything and tightening up the screws, that's another thing, not just the wobbling thing. All of the screws, make sure they're tight. Even though they're bolted and whatever, you're going to see that some of them are loose. You got to make sure they're all tight and ready to go. Okay, now, a thing that I didn't like is the power supply holder. It's nice because it's a separate unit. So if you have to take it apart, you don't have to worry, like the Anet is all in one. So you're scared you're going to pop the, you know, something in the actual thing. This is good because it's separate. And another, but there's a negative to it. You can't really stretch it out much. I wanted to put it on top of my computer. And the spool holder only really works for the spool that they give you, or the spool by their company, in terms of the you know, because you see how big it is, their shit. It's big compared to mine where it's smaller. And, you know, I bought mine. Be sure to check out the review. It's really cheap, and it's really good filament. And I want to use that, and I can't do that. So I went and got me a spool holder from Amazon, and I'm going to be reviewing it, so definitely stay tuned. And it's a universal spool holder, and it's one that I recommend because I used like 4 of them I didn't like. That one was really great, so I'm going to get to that as well. So definitely there is upgrades to do. I love the fact that these motors come with like, I would say about 100 millimeter. yeah, about 100 millimeter. Yeah, 100 millimeter, I would say. No, this is even more. This is like, I don't even know. Yeah, 150, 100. This is about a 400 millimeter, sorry, wire. And it comes with each motor. So I went ahead and bought me motors, and I'm going to be putting them in to that baby right here, and it's going to be a fantastic build. And I guarantee you guys, this thing could print ABS. I just pushed some ABS through it on the regular motors, because I'm not going to say it's cheap or whatever. This motor is actually working, so it's fine. And you know, ABS works on it, so I can verify that. The only thing is, I don't know, I don't want to ruin your machines. If you do something, then you don't know what you're doing, or something happens to your machine, so I'm not taking responsibility. They only say that it does PLA, okay? But obviously, I showed you guys it does all of the, you know, the heat bed goes all the way up, and everything goes all the way up. It's a matter of power consumption, about the power that it could pull, and for some reason, ABS does work. I don't know why they don't list it there. And I have no idea, but on mine it worked. I didn't print out anything big. I just, you know, pushed it down the nozzle and saw how it came down, and it was just oozing down, and everything was working fine. I'm gonna probably try to put a model. I'm gonna make a model out of ABS. It's just like I said, I don't like working with ABS. I do love working with PLA, because ABS is a carcinogen, and I really don't like working with that kind of chemical unless you're outside and I'm indoors. But ABS is good because it is more heat resistant than PLA. PLA can morph. So, I mean, unless you do, you know, the filler, you make it like 100, I don't think you should have a problem. But anything else, you know, if you're making it a little weaker, like at 30 or 40, which is a norm, your prototype, you're going to have to, you know, in the summer, or in Arizona, if you're in Arizona or California, you're going to need to bring it in a cooler, which looks freaking weird. So, I mean, that's for things like that, I would use ABS for, you know. But if not, you know, you could use PLA, but just make the filler on really really high. I would put it on 100% and fill that whole damn thing, instead of just having these lines or whatever through it. But that's my take on it. Now, I'm going to tell you, I really like this printer. For what you're getting, it's under $500, okay? I just got the frame and everything and all of this stuff, and you build it together. It's really quick. But under $500 to get something 300 millimeter, 300 millimeter, and then you got 400 millimeter. So it's, what is it, 6 inches by 6 inches. No, sorry, what am I saying? 12 inches by 12 inches by 16 inches. Okay, that's insane. Now, if you go ahead and look, other companies will charge you over $3,000, over $2,000 for it, over $1,000. Some made in China crap is over $1,000, but you could get an all-American made one for over $3,000, and this thing, they give it to you, and it's freaking fabu. You know, it's fabulous. It's really good. I highly recommend it. I do love the glass. I'm going to tell you, I do. I want to get this, but they ran out of it. This is the Flex. I reviewed it as well. Be sure to check out my my channel. You know, in it, so you know, I'm gonna link you to this probably. You know what? I'm gonna just check for my channel. I'm gonna link you to it as well for this episode. This thing is freaking amazing. It prints, and then you just bend it like this, and all the parts come out. The glass, you're gonna need to smash the shit out of it sometimes. It really sticks hard, and it's just really hard. You have to use. I use now masking tape or duct tape or whatever, painter's tape, but you could use stick glue or hairspray. It's going to be fine, but sometimes it really sticks like a bitch that I mean, I end up scratching the glass, and I don't like doing that. So, you know, with something like this is really nice. This is for my A3, my Anet A3. I still think the Anet A3, as I said before, is it's great bang for your, you know, for your buck. The reason I'm saying that is because it's built for you. What happened is I really learned a lot on the Anet A3, because if I didn't learn, it's like when I first learned how to build computers, I had issues with computers I bought from the store, and everyone will tell you that knows me. Because hard drives were really small back then, so I had, like, you know, hard drives sticking out. It looked like Frankenstein, and I learned how to build it based on that. And the A3, you're gonna have, you remember, like I showed you in my past episodes, what to do when you have your nozzle clogged, when the filament doesn't go in because it doesn't go straight into the hole. What do? You have to unscrew everything and take it out, and it's really easy, but you're learning as you go along. And, you know, a couple months later, look, was it like a month and a half later, I went and bought this thing, and now I'm building this. You know, it's a do-it-yourself kit. And I'm putting my own motors in it. Now, granted, I have a lot of experience working with RCs and drones and stuff because I make my own. But believe me, it's not hard at all. You just put it exactly where the freaking motor is. You click this motherfucker right in, okay? Or you click from this thing I don't need because the power supply has it. You just put that thing right in here and you're good to fucking go. Okay, so it's not complicated. It's really easy to replace and all kinds of, you know, crap on that. So it's really, it's just a piece of cake. That's all I got to tell you. But even if you use the factory, if everything works perfect, I mean, I haven't had any issues. I've been, you know, turning it on, turning it off, and playing around with it a little bit. But everyone that I know that has this printer is talking nothing but positive about it. Now, is there improvements? Yes, like I showed you, like that thing, the rod, the filament that, you know, it goes in, it's going to touch it. But you could print all these upgrades on Thingiverse. They're going to give you these upgrades, and you just click it in, and it'll protect it. So yes, there's some room for improvement. But guys, under $500 to get something of this sheer quality, it's fucking amazing. Now, I know a lot of people are going to tell you on eBay or something like that, guys, this is the CR10. First off, the CR10, it's not a CR10. The frame looks like a CR10. Now, with all these, it'll probably be a CR10. But it's not a CR10 because the CR10 is certified and verified that it can do PLA, ABS, wood, all that kind of crap. I think even carbon fiber it does. This thing does not do it. Now, can it do it? I'm willing to bet it could. I don't want you guys taking a risk. I'm going to do it for you guys eventually. I do need to get a carbon fiber spool. Now, obviously, because it's brass, it's not going to, you know, the nozzle is brass. Carbon fiber will eat at it, so it's garbage. I'm going to need to get a better extruder for it, but I mean a better nozzle for it, and everything will work. Now, what I like about this thing also is the fact that they give you a nozzle for free and a bunch of free stuff, which also the Anet did, but they didn't give you the scraper or anything like that. This thing, they give you also spare parts, which is just phenomenal. I mean, even look, you got yourself a nozzle, which I showed you guys, a whole nozzle replacement kit with everything. So it's pretty freaking awesome to have these things at your disposal, that you got all of these things as extras, which I really dig. I mean, I really like this a lot. This thing actually takes the nozzle, you know, the nozzle out, which is pretty freaking cool, because the other one that I got with the Anet was only the bigger one, so I don't know why they did that, but whatever. It came with painter's tape. Not that I think I'm going to use this anymore once I get the Flex again. This thing is really shitty, but whatever. I mean, you kind of get the message across. It's like this information is kind of like when you figure it out, you'll be like, oh, that's what they meant. Anyways, but it's really cool. It's really sturdy. Just make sure that you guys tighten up every screw, because if you're gonna leave one screw, I had one of my screws on the, I think it was on the frame itself on the side. One of them was loose and it started to wobble. So when I turned it on and it was going from left to right, it started going like, I started seeing it shiver, which is not good at all. So what I did was I actually tightened the screws, and then I realized most of the screws, I don't know if it's from the factory perhaps in shipping, but the shipping was packed so fucking well and so tight that I don't think it was the shipping. I think it is the manufacturer. So just tighten every screw up, be ready to go, and it's going to be phenomenal. Now, it is a beast. It's a beast of a machine. You're going to need to have space for it. If you don't, get the Anet A3. It's 6 inches by 6 inches by 6 inches all around. I really like the Anet A3. It's really good. It's all in one. Just the motor went bad on me, so I got, you know, another motor like this too for it. So I'm gonna put that baby in, and I'm gonna have 2 3D printers working for me. Now, granted, the Anet A3 is gonna print small. Like, this is even bigger than that, because it's like from here to here. You see? That's the Anet A3. So it prints 6 inches, but I would say under 6 inches, because 6 inches is actually the frame. So everything they say it could do, it's actually less. So you would have to get a bunch of parts and put them together. I like that. I did it. I glued stuff together. I showed you guys But the thing is, I'm right now, when I studied on it and I did good and I realized I can build it, I wanted something big so I could get all-in-one pieces. Like helmets, I like them all in one. I don't like gluing things together. I did that with the Kylo Ren. You don't see the seams, of course, when you cover it with all kinds of things and whatever, but I don't know, I just like it better that way, you know. So I like all-in-one pieces, and there's things that you can't print, and then you have to, you know, cut them in half in your editor, and then release it back into here in each part A and part B. I didn't want to do that. There are some things that this thing is, you know, too small for, even though you believe that because it's so big. But there's some things on Thingiverse that you're going to need to cut a little bit. Like the Stormtrooper helmet, I think just a little bit here. So you're going to have to cut it and do two pieces together. The big ones. But most of the helmets, all the helmets almost, except for that, work in one piece. And I'll be able to do armor. And I'm working on a short right now. So I'm going to be doing a lot of armor work using gunmetal, acrylic paint, and a bunch of other things to give it that shine. I'm also going to be printing out 3D airsoft guns, type guns, you know, just for prop guns for a certain short I'm doing as well. So, I mean, this is really good that it gives the power to storytellers like me and you guys. If you guys are doing shorts or movies, or even if you guys are creative and you want to give a story, it's so nice to be able to take from a 3D program now and print it like you do with a regular printer. Now, granted, it's going to take hours to print big things. You know, it could take days on some of them, like the Magneto helmet on Thingiverse. It takes about 44 hours, which is crazy. I mean, anything could go wrong, you know? Like, it's kind of like, it's kind of scary, because you could waste a bunch for nothing. So maybe it is good to do little pieces at a time. But sometimes, you know, if you trust in your machine, which I think I am, once I put these, I'm going to trust it a lot, you know, you're going to be fine. But the thing is, it's so cool to be able to do these things and to tell your story and to do your art and print it right there. And eventually, you know, just like the inkjet used to print every 20 seconds, it printed a page. Eventually, it went to 15 seconds, 10 seconds, 5 seconds, and now we're having it spit paper. So this eventually is going to be like that. They're already working on other printers and stuff. But guys, you got to understand that when you get a 3D printer, it's all do-it-yourself kits. Even the ones that are all ready, you're going to need to know the mechanics behind it, and you're going to study it like the Anet A3. You're going to study by taking it apart, putting it together. You're going to be forced into doing that. So always have that in mind, that there is going to be some things. There's really no learning curve when it comes to this. You just got to keep doing it, and eventually you become so proficient in it that it's not it's like secondhand nature. You know, I remember computers, we had to solder parts inside. Today, now we have like little slots. You just put things in. So I mean, you know, you're going to learn, and you're going to be really great at it, and it's just phenomenal. I think this is a very high quality product. I don't like the color that much. I'm probably going to spray paint it all black, and we're going to see what happens. Anyways, like I said, I always provide you guys with honest reviews, and definitely subscribe. My channel covers an array of things, from spiritual stuff to, you know, psychology, to technology reviews, honest reviews that I've done, from the Osmo to the Ronin to the drones to everything, you name it. We cover everything. So definitely subscribe and hit that stupid bell button that freaking Google, YouTube made. Hit that bell button and be alerted every time a new episode comes out. Like I said, I'm going to be doing a lot of crap with the 3D printers. And definitely check back on my other 3D printer that I was reviewing, and a bunch of stuff that for it. So, you know, definitely stay tuned. We're going to have a lot of fun, and I hope you guys could join me at that. Have a good one, y'all. Take care. Bye. Ooh, wait, I almost forgot here. What do I rate it? Out of 10, I give it a 9. I do think there needs to be some improvements where you're going to have to print out from Thingiverse, like I was telling you about. But you see, I would have gave it an 8 because there's a lot of common sense error that you know, like that, for example, or even the Heatbed, when it pulls back and forth, you need to have a stress reliever, which also you could print out at Thingiverse. Common sense things they didn't incorporate into this, which would make me give it even a 7 because of that. But because of the cost and how cost-effective this baby is, I'm going to give it a 9. I really think it is worth it. I really think that you guys will enjoy it. And I highly recommend it. Now, if I had to pick between the Anet A3 and this, If you're beginning in printing, I would recommend the Anet A3. If you're not a beginner and you're ready to step into the majors, I would start working with this baby right here. So with this printer here. Okay, so I would recommend everybody get this. If you guys are, but you know, definitely the best bang for your buck, I will say, is the Anet A3, and then you could jump into this baby right here. It's really easy to build. There's nothing to worry about. But I just I don't want to tell beginners to get it, because I think if I because I'm rebuilding everything. I have experience working with a lot of motors and stuff. But if I'm trying to think, if I just entered this, would I be able to handle it? I don't know. So, I mean, I would give it a shot, but I would be, I think, a little bit frustrated. Okay, so I would start off with the Anet. It doesn't matter, like I said, you could just connect everything together, and it'll be one whole thing. If anything, it's better, because you're going to wait. If there'll be errors and stuff, you'll have less spool to wait. Then just do it all in one, and then if it halfway through you wait like 24 hours, you wasted a shit ton of filament, and then it continues. I mean, it doesn't continue. You're going to be screwed, and that's a garbage piece. So, you know, that's definitely... and I'm a beginner in this too. Like I just got the Anet A3 like a month and a half ago. So I'm a beginner in this, and then I moved into this, and I'm already learning. So I really think it's good to learn, to start small and then start building bigger, better stuff. You'll already know how to balance properly. You know, you'll already learn how to, level the bed and all that. You'll already learn how the motors work. You'll learn how the extruder works. You'll learn about the heats. You know, everybody tells you, oh, just put it on 196. I use PLA at 210, and it works great. So some people it works different. Each filament uses different. Sometimes you need to add 10 more degrees into it. So all of these things you're gonna learn in the Anet A3, and it's easy and it's compact, it's small, and it's all in one unit. So I totally recommend it. It's also easy to change things, like even the card. You just do it. In this one, you have to take apart the entire. The entire power supply. You got to take it out, the case for it, and then you see the power supply and the chip itself, and you got to change things there. So it's a little bit more advanced, I would say. So start with the Anet A3. If you guys are in the middle and professionals, definitely use this baby right here. Anyways, have a good one, y'all. 9 out of 10. Take care, y'all. Take care. Bye.